Well, I did say I don't really hate Valve games, just most of them. So today, we'll cover a game I do enjoy. Even after 13 years, I still enjoy this game I bought. Though not originally what I intended, as like anyone who owned Garry's mod, you needed to own Counter-Strike Source for the majority of missing textures and errors to go away. But after playing around in it, I couldn't stop. Counter-Strike Source was a great game, and I played it religiously back in the day for about a year before I discovered Skyrim. Yeah. I even made maps back in the day, but sadly those are long since gone to dead hard drives, porn viruses, and depression deleting everything phases of high school. Yeah, I don't miss those years. If you've never played a Counter-Strike game before, I don't blame you. And you're not missing out a bit though. If you've ever played a first-person shooter since the 1990s, you'll kind of understand the basics of this game's shooting mechanics and movement. It's very obsolete and dated at the same time, but Valve refuses to change Counter-Strike for the better. In fact, Counter-Strike is the only game series to get away from dated shooting mechanics since the first game, which was originally a mod for Half-Life. Use WASD for movement, control for crouch, spacebar for jump, number hotkeys for weapons and gear, F for flashlight if you enable it, N for night vision, I miss it from CSGO, B for buy mode, tab for scoreboard, M for team selection and spectating, left mouse button to shoot, right mouse button for alt mode if the weapon has it, such as silencers, burst mode, automatic mode, or scope sight for sniper rifles and such. While I like for the games to play more modern, that in turn would also remove the style and soul of Counter-Strike. It's meant to play this way. Without it, it's just another generic shooter in the cesspool of shooting games. So don't go in and expect an iron sights, leaning, going prone, bullet penetration of materials like furniture, doors, and walls. It's also hit scan and not ballistic space, making for many bullshit moments during gameplay. In fact, I made a diagram to replicate normal shooters and Counter-Strike. As for the weapons, oh boy, there's a lot of them. You got several handguns, shotguns, SMGs, rifles, and 3 kinds of grenades. Each one playing differently, requiring practice to get it right. Or just play with bots that aimbot one-shot you with a handgun halfway across the map. Yeah, welcome to Counter-Strike. Each team gets their own selection of firearms in each category, but in turn, they also share some as well. For handguns, you have the Glock 18, USP Tactical, P228, Desert Eagle, FN57, counter-terrorist only, and the dual 96G Elite Berettas, terrorist only. For SMG fans, you get the MAC-10, terrorist only, TMP, counter-terrorist only, MP5 Navy, UMP, and the P90. For boomstick lovers, such as myself, you only have 2 weapons sadly, the M3 Super 90 and XM1014. Of course, for rifles, there is quite a few. The Imi Gali, terrorist only, FAMAS, counter-terrorist only, AK-47, terrorist only, M4A1 Carbine, counter-terrorist only, SG-552 Commando, terrorist only, and the AUG, counter-terrorist only. For heavy guns, you only have one, the M249 SAW. For the last set of weapons, we have 4 sniper rifles, the Scout, the G3/GSG-1, terrorist only, the SG-55 Commando, counter-terrorist only, and the AWP, Counter-Strike's most infamous firearm.
Good one, sir.
There are 3 grenades shared between everyone: the smoke, flashbang, and heat grenades. Honestly though, I never found any of them effective, even in close quarters. The heat grenade is probably the only one to use with bots. They don't get affected by flashbangs and smoke grenades. Those 2 should be only used against other players. Save your money for other stuff during matches. You always have a knife by default, but other stuff you can buy includes Kevlar plus helmet to get 100 armor, night vision goggles, something I miss in CSGO/CS2, along with the flashlight. Stupid full bright maps only in CS2, what a waste of potential, and the maps are all fugly because of it's awful. If you're playing the counter-terrorists, you could buy a bomb defusal kit to make it faster to defuse the bomb for terrorists and defuse. One of them starts with the bomb to place in certain spots on the map. Usually the player playing with bots gets it by default. And that's all the weapons and gear, folks. It does suck some of the weapons are exclusive to each team, but if you kill someone who had one of those, you can take it. Next round, you'll just spawn with full ammo for that gun too. This is good, because I like the dual Berettas for the terrorists, but I usually play as the counter-terrorists.
Peter! Lego my Negro!
The first mode is the most boring, and I don't like it at all. You ever played any Valve game? You know how stupid the AI can be. Especially with them following you in Half-Life 1 or 2 especially. Oh lord, I don't miss playing Half-Life Blue shit. Well, imagine a whole game mode dedicated to escort missions with stupid Valve NPCs. Yep, this is Hostage Rescue. The name of the maps begin with CS to signify this, while Defuse has DE. Honestly though, I do like some of the vanilla maps for Hostage, but if you just mod them to Defuse, they'd be even better. Plus, you don't have to rescue the hostages. As long as one is alive during a match, you just need to kill all the terrorists to win, or kill off all the counter-terrorists if you're on the side of peace.
I ain't even going near that.
As for Defuse, this is easily the best mode. In fact, everyone knows it. Damn, if only I could find that clip of Asmongold. Anyways, here, counter-terrorists must kill off the terrorist team and or defuse the bomb if it's been planted at one of 2 bomb sites, Site A or Site B. Terrorists must plant the bomb and have it go off, let alone kill off the entire counter-terrorist team to win. It's simple, and it's a lot more chaotic fun. The tension of trying to defuse the bomb in time as the beeping speeds up and the bots constantly chatter to tell you to get it over with, and never know when there's an enemy around the corner who's going to one-shot you. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And the fact that you can let the terrorists win and just get far away from the bomb so you don't have to die in the explosion. This way you won't have to waste money the next round to rebuy all your weapons and gear. It's easily my favorite mode of classic Counter-Strike. Just like Hostage Rescue though, the match can just be team deathmatch situation, which is always fun too.
Defusing bomb. I heard something over there. Bomb has been defused.
But, of course, what is a Valve game without mods and other custom content? From sprays to textures to sounds and models, you got all kinds of stuff to play with. While Counter-Strike Source doesn't have workshop support, which I'll never understand why, it's a game that people still play, you can go to many fan sites like ModDB or Game Banana to get stuff to play with, such as new maps, like a McDonald's shootout. Or even some recreations of famous locations in other games, like the Resident Evil 1 Spencer Mansion from the remake. Or how about my personal favorite custom map of all time, the Raccoon Police Department from Resident Evil 2, and no, not the shitmake either, fuck that shit game.
Based.
You have tons of custom maps to play with, like Las Vegas, maps where you're the size of rats, the Playboy Mansion. Good luck playing Counter-Strike one-handed. Now that's a skill right there. Of course, there's custom-made game modes too, like Zombie Escape, Surf, Deathmatch, Sniper matches, and more. But those usually only work with other players, and I'm not a normal person. I'm a gamer, so I won't be playing those, as that requires interacting with people. Ugh. But what about if you wanted to make maps? Well, Valve gives you access to the same tools they use to make their games, the Hammer Editor and Source SDK programs. With these, you can make your own content too, which I used to do a lot. Sadly, those files are long since gone, but I do remember making the Resident Evil Mansion from the original version, but the doors didn't play well. Yeah, Counter-Strike and doors don't work well, hence that one viral video. Another was an underground base which needed flashlights and night vision to navigate, but I did get back into map making a while ago for the game, but never did finish anything out of lack of interest. The tools are easy to use and there's so many tutorials, even ones from Valve, so if you want to get into making maps and other mods, it's really easy. You just need to be dedicated. Unlike me, as my interest wanes faster as I get older and want to move on to other things. Hence why I barely beat any games anymore, let alone buy them, as I'm not that interested in gaming as I once was back in the day. Anyways, time for the score. At the end of the day, Counter-Strike Source still holds up quite well, and while majority of people moved on to CSGO, or now known as Counter-Strike 2, I'd rather stick to this charming classic with its many more varied custom content, bot chatter, and just overall aesthetic. So it's an easy recommendation. Probably the only Valve-made Source game I ever say that about. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
It's all up to you, sir.
3 to go.